Hola chicos, I'm Paul.
And I'm Bea, and today we're back with Marina with some Digital Nomad Visa updates. It has been 8 months since our very first video with Bureaucracy.ES launched, and that video talked about the launching of the Digital Nomad Visa. And today we have Marina again, and she's going to give us all of her experiences during the past 8 months with those first Digital Nomad Visa applications and what has happened to all of them.
Yeah, we've been asking her all the time about all of the developments of the visas, and we have more concrete information, and she is going to share it with us.
So let's start. Welcome, Marina. Thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. Hi again.
So Marina, tell us about Bureaucracy.ES.
Bureaucracy.ES is a company that I helped hundreds of people from all over the world to come to Spain. So we are experts on immigration law in Spain. So we can help you to apply for your visa directly at the consulate or also in Spain. So we work remotely, and there is not going to be any inconvenience that you are in Australia, Philippines, or you are in the US. So we work with all the time zones around the globe.
So let's start with defining what is the Digital Nomad Visa here in Spain.
The Digital Nomad Visa allows you to live in Spain up to 3 years if you meet the requirements. So basically, you need to be able to work remotely and have a job or have a client that allows you to live here and also to meet the financial requirements. Usually, you need to make twice as the minimum salary in Spain. So and have a clean criminal record as well.
And then they can also bring their families with them?
That's right. So in this case, the financial means are going to be up. So they are going to change the criteria, and the main applicant must meet that requirement. So it's not possible to combine your savings and your active income plus your wife income. No, it's not possible. The main applicant must meet the requirements.
So you mentioned some of the requirements. Can you list down all of the requirements that you need for the Digital Nomad Visa?
So I would like to say the requirements according to the UGE if you apply in Spain. So first of all, it's going to be the entry stamp. So we need your passport with all the pages and the entry stamp in Spain. If you enter through Germany, you are not going to get the stamp, your passport in Spain. So this is important to keep in mind. We have an alternative for that. So we can discuss later. And the next one is going to be the contract with your employer or your client, an authorization letter, also your resume, so a proof that the company that you're working with has been running for a year, the criminal record as well, the 3 months of bank statements plus invoices or paychecks. And yes, so the social security certificate, if possible, and the private health insurance, or otherwise it's going to be just the commitment of become autónomo when the visa is granted. And yes, I will say that yes, these are the main requirements that we need to follow. Something that from bureaucracy we do is we know that we need to translate absolutely everything. So by official translation. So we know that sometimes can be quite expensive, though. So that's why in our price we cover up to 200 euros per translations, and also we offer templates in English and Spanish in order to cover all the translations fees, and yes, you don't need to cover any extra. But anyways, so if imagine the translation is more than 200 euros, we are going to notify you the difference and let you how much it is.
Can you talk a little bit more again about the templates that you mentioned?
Yeah. So, for example, a contract. So most of our clients are independent contractors, and they have contracts for 7-10 pages. So this can be easily 700 euros on official translations. So that's why we offer a template in English and also in Spanish that we can translate And if the document is signed by your client and you in both languages, we don't need an official translation.
I see.
Also happens with the authorization letter. So we have the templates in both languages.
Oh, so that saves them money from translations. I see.
Yes.
So what does happen if, for example, you enter the EU in Germany? Like a lot of flights from Los Angeles go to Frankfurt.
Yeah. In this case, we don't have any registration that you are actually in Spain. So you need to go to the nearest police office with a letter that we are going to provide you, and they are gonna give it to you an entry letter that it states that you enter from Frankfurt, Germany, but yes, you are actually in Spain. So you need to do this within the next 72 hours. So of arrival in Spain. And something that important to keep in mind as well, in Valencia, for example, they don't want to help you. In Sevilla, neither. So in many police stations, they believe that they know the rules and they don't want to help you. So we had some challenges to get this letter. So please, before booking any flight, contact us first, because we can save some troubles if just book the right flight directly to Spain. Otherwise, the only alternative that we can offer is go back to Morocco or to the UK and enter again to Spain. So yeah, this is a possibility.
Oh man, I could just imagine.
So that's
going
actually
to-
what I did when we were moving. I looked for a flight that entered in Spain. So it was Los Angeles to New Jersey to Madrid, because I wanted to make sure that the stamp said Spain and because of whatever reason.
Yeah, because I want
We
to
just wanted to make sure the moment we entered the EU, we're in Spain and we're here.
Yeah, because for the next 72 hours, all I want to do is sleep instead
That's
of going to the
right.
police station.
That's right. And you don't want to visit all the police offices. Sometimes the language is a barrier. Sometimes they are not that willing to help you. So yeah, let's try to avoid that and just enter directly to Madrid or Barcelona or any city. Imagine that you are from the UK and just enter in Palma de Mallorca. So also a possibility. So as you mentioned before, so it's been 8 months of a lot of work and of a lot of applications as well. And now we can say that yes, we have some updates about this application. So basically, you are able to apply in both different entities in Spain. So you can apply directly at the Spanish consulate and in your country of origin, or you can come to Spain as a tourist with the entry stamp, which is a very important document, and apply directly here online. So we are going to take care of all the application online, and after 20 business days, we are going to let you know if the authorities are requesting extra information or it's just granted for the next years.
So since the beginning of this digital nomad visa, how many applications have you guys processed and have approved?
Well, we have applied for more than 100 applicants from all over the world, mainly at the Unidad de Grandes Empresas, the entity in Madrid, and also at the consulate. And we have gotten 2 rejections. So it's important to say this because we know that not many people like to talk about it. And so, yes, we can say that it's a very low percentage of denials at the moment.
Perfect. That actually sounds really impressive. 100 plus approvals through your help and just 2 rejections. And is there anything they need to watch out for so that they don't get rejected?
Very, very interesting question. Yes, exactly. First of all, please follow our advice. If we are quite strict with requirements, with the documents, etc., it's because we know that we don't want to face any issue along the process. So, well, if the nature of your business industry doesn't pay you in a monthly basis, let us know. if, for example, you get paid in not official currency like cryptocurrency, let us know as well. So yes, as well, sometimes the timelines depends on the country of origin. For example, requesting the criminal record report in the US is taking more than 2 months and a half, and it's something that we cannot control neither. Or getting the social security certificate in the country of origin sometimes is not that easy, takes a while, and sometimes is not possible to get. So it's something that yes, we let you know in the first meeting in order to avoid any possible situation in the future.
Have you ever had a rejection where you were able to appeal successfully?
Actually, yes. So one of our clients came to Spain by ferry, and well, when you come by ferry, you don't get an entry stamp on your passport. And the main requirement is that you need to be legal in Spain as a tourist, but you need to be in person here. Even though the application is online, they need to see the passport, all the pages. And yes, that client didn't have that entry stamp, but we prove it with all their type of documents, and yes, unfortunately was rejected, but we applied at the second time and with an entry stamp from a plane, and was rejected as well. So, and that in that case we appeal because we have a reason, truly a reason on your passport that you were really in Spain, and now after 3 months. So things in Spain can be quite slowly sometimes. We just got we are just expecting approval. So they request an extra document translated, and yes, I think this week we will get the approval after 3 months of waiting.
Oh my gosh, I love that you're transparent with
Yes.
the rejections, and you're transparent with the appeals that you've been encountering. Well, I wanted to ask, what's the timeline that people should expect? Because, when you're trying to file for a visa and it's going to be life-changing, people get so excited, but they don't know exactly like how long they should be waiting for them to be able to like pack their stuff or, fix everything. How long should people expect before they get an approval or before they get a reply from the government?
Exactly. This is another very interesting question because it depends. So as we know, we can apply at the consulate, which has a different guidelines and process, or also in Spain. Let's talk about Spain because most of our clients, they come here. So we always gather the documents in advance. So we are going to start the process online with you while you are living in Philippines, in the US, in your country of residence at the moment. So at the moment that we have all the documents gathered, all the translations apostille in place, and you are going to come to Spain. We are going to receive your entry stamp, and we are going to submit the application the same day or a few days later. After the application is submitted, we have 20 business days to get an answer from the authorities. So if we don't hear anything back, we need to appeal. And because it's silencio administrativo positivo, which is positive silence. And yes, we have got also 2 families with that positive response as well in Spain. And so yes, so let's say 20 business days. And later we need to get the padrón, which is have a rental agreement for the next 6 months, and the TIE, depending on the city that you choose to live, can be take a few weeks or can be take a couple of months. So you go to the TIE, we help you with that part of the process as well, and we need to wait 2 months to collect the TIE. So let's see roughly 6 months in total. So because gathering the documents in advance, applying, TIE, etc.
Yeah, because I remember for us, the TIE,
Yeah.
how long did it
Yeah,
take?
that fingerprinting appointment was booked, and the only available slot they had was 2 months in advance. So,
That's right.
2 months. How do you say that?
In the future.
2 months in the future.
Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, it
Yes.
really depends.
One note. So if you decide to live in Madrid or Barcelona, the police office is a different one, which is quite busy. So it's not toma de huellas, so TIE. and that is a very specific office. So this makes the process a little bit slower. So we are honest with our clients, and we know that they are in a hurry because they have been in Spain for a while. They have plans to come back, but sometimes it is what it is, and they need to wait until have the actual plastic card with them.
All right. So just so curious. Out of all the approvals that you've received, I wonder where these applicants are coming from. Which countries?
So well, this is interesting. So we have clients from all over the world, from the US, from Canada, from South America as well, like I said, like Colombia, Uruguay, Bolivia, and also from the north of Africa, like Morocco, Algeria, Egypt, also Philippines, Australia, so India, Pakistan. So we can say that we have clients from everywhere. So coming to Spain, or already they are settled in Spain. So something that is interesting, some people, they emigrate already. So clients from the UK that they are living in Dubai. So they can apply also for this visa. So they can come directly from Dubai to Spain and apply. Or clients from Philippines that they live in Singapore, yes, they can come directly here. So in some countries, in order to apply in Spain, they need to apply for a Schengen visa first. And yes, after they get it, we can submit the application directly in Spain.
Oh, so even if you, for example, are Filipino living in Singapore, you can still apply directly from Singapore.
Yes, you can apply directly at the Spanish consulate in Singapore, or you can come on a tourist visa to Spain and apply here. So we have those both options. But it's important that, yes, you are going to follow the guidelines according to your tax resident country. In this case, it's Singapore, or can be Emirates, or can be just the US. So it's important your citizenship, but nationality, but also it's important the country that you currently are living.
That makes more sense. Yeah.
So I'm curious, do the countries that apply for the digital nomad visa have to have a treaty? Do they have to be a treaty country with Spain when it comes to like the taxes, or doesn't matter?
Well, this was the most important question for the past months, because the first filter always is going to be, what is the country that you live right now? Why? Because we need to evaluate if that country has a social security bilateral agreement with Spain. Okay, for example, between Spain and Philippines, we have that agreement, which means you can request at the Social Security office in Manila a certificate that allows you to keep paying Social Security contributions and taxes in Manila while you are in Spain on a digital nomad visa. So this is a possibility. But imagine that you are a Filipino citizen living in Singapore. So between Singapore and Spain, there is no Social Security bilateral agreement, which means that even though that you are Filipino, you need to follow the guidelines between Spain and Singapore. So which means that if you are self-employed or independent contractor, yes, you can come to Spain and you're going to pay taxes directly in Spain. So the rules changes. So that's why we, in our free consultations, we always ask your nationality and also the country of tax residency.
So, for example, we have a lot of viewers also from the US who are digital nomads, or their company allows them to do remote work. So, does the US have a Social Security bilateral agreement with Spain?
Yes, the US has a Social Security bilateral agreement with Spain, but it's not effective. So it's not possible to get the certificate that is going to change everything. Yeah, it can be shocking, but this is the reality, and it's not gonna change at the moment. So which means, imagine that you are unemployed in the US and you want to move to Spain. So in this case, your company your employer must open a branch in Spain in order to pay your salary, social security contributions, and taxes. So this is a situation that are not many companies in the US, they want to start paying taxes in Spain. So the alternative, and this is what most of our clients follow, they are independent contractors. They offer their services as individuals to companies. In this case, yes, you can come to Spain. There is not a problem because at the moment that the visa is granted, you are gonna become autónomo. Autónomo is self-employed and you're gonna pay your own taxes, have access to the public health care in Spain, retirement, etc. So this is the alternative that most of our clients, they follow.
Okay, so it's not completely hopeless. It's
No. It's not. So there is always an alternative. Of course, we share with you all the possible scenarios and all the consequences as well of those ones, and you decide. Some clients, they were at the beginning employees, and they said, okay, I'd rather to live in Spain and become independent contractor. In that case, you need to change the contract for the next 3 months at least, send invoices to your clients because it's not longer your employer, and yes, you can apply for this visa. Something that is important, you need to be self-employed officially in your country of origin. So in this case, we know that in Spain exists the figure of autónomo. In the US doesn't, but the way you file taxes, so as a self-employed in your last tax return, is gonna determine if you are eligible of this. Sometimes a letter from your accountant is good as well, or you have a company. If you own your own company and you offer your services to third companies, in this case, clients, and also you can come to Spain. So there is always a way. So this is important to know. Just need to evaluate if it's worthy for you or not.
So when you register, when you change to Autonomo, does that change the rules too when it comes to, because I remember for Digital Nomad, you can't work for a Spanish company, right? Does that change any of the rules?
No. So you are going to keep working remotely with your laptop from Spain, and your clients must be from outside of Spain. So only the 20% of your income must come from Spanish companies. And some question that our clients ask, what about if I don't want to become autonomous after I got the visa? There is no chance. You become autonomous. This is a commitment that you did, and you signed a letter for this. So you cannot switch into work in a company, etc. No, you need to keep being self-employed and offer your services.
I see. And you mentioned, so the 20% of income, only 20% of income is allowed for income from Spain, earned in Spain, right?
Yes.
Everything else is outside. So it can be anywhere else in the EU, France, Italy,
Germany. So yes, it's not a problem at all. Mm-hmm. So yes, we have clients that they offer their services to Switzerland, Swiss companies, Germans, French. So yeah, no problem.
So what are the advantages of applying for the digital nomad visa within Spain once they arrive in Spain versus applying for the digital nomad visa in their country of origin?
Well, if you apply directly at the Spanish consulate, the visa is going to be granted for the next year, only the next year. But if you apply directly in Spain, you have the opportunity that the visa is going to be granted up to 3 years. I say this because this is important, not just because you apply here in Spain, you're going to get the visa for 3 years. A few factors are going to make this decision. For example, if you're from Philippines and you apply for the Social Security certificate and it was granted for 2 years, the visa is going to be granted according to the Social Security certificate expiration date. Okay, so imagine that yes, you are from the US and you are self-employed and you have a client. Your main client, your expiration date with this client in the contract is until 25 or 24. So July 24. The visa is going to be granted until July 24. So it's going to be attached to the contract. So if you don't have any expiration date in the contract, yes, the visa can be granted for 3 years. So usually most of our clients, they get the visa for 3 years, but there are some details that I just we need to speak in order to make it work. So.
Oh, before I forget, when it comes to the digital nomad visa, is the approval, does it include the family? Like, can, for example, a person gets approved, can I bring my family with me too?
Yes. Most of our clients they are families, they come directly to Spain. They'd rather to apply here. So we have two ways to do that. So first of all, all the family come together and we apply at the same time. And the second option is the main applicant is going to apply first, come to Spain first. And after 20 business days, we are going to get a positive response. And later, all the family is going to join. Because we know that moving across the world with a family can be stressing and challenging. So we have also that alternative, and there is not any problem to apply later for like your partner and the kids. Well, in this situation is every single application is individually. So there is the main applicant. We are going to do this one, and the rest of the family is going to be attached to the main applicant, which means if the main applicant gets the visa, the rest of the family, of course, they do. But we had a situation once. The partner of the main applicant, the dependent, had a criminal record back 8 years ago. So the authorities, they were requesting a certificate that the criminal record was, erased from the report. Yes, we could make it work, and the visa was granted. But sometimes they can make specific requirements to the members of the family.
I have a question on bringing family over. For the digital nomad visa, they have to be married to get approved, or can they be in like a civil partnership?
That's right. Yes, for the non-lucrative visa also you can have a joint bank account, and this is good. So it depends on the consulate. But for the digital nomad visa, we have two ways: or you are married, or you have a child together. So there is no way that we can prove it with joint bank statements, etc. So if you are thinking to move with your partner, you are not married yet, we need to apply individually. So both of you must meet the digital nomad visa requirements in Spain.
So it's a little bit different from the non-lucrative, where you can prove that you've been living together for a long time and you guys, okay.
That's right. And also another point. So with the digital nomad, you can bring your children that they are below 18 years old, and also adults, if you prove that, yes, they are dependent. It's pretty straightforward, more than with a non-lucrative visa.
So now let's talk about the most common challenges that you faced immediately after the digital nomad visa was announced.
So we face some challenges, is the reality, because the Spanish bureaucracy can be surprising and they keep changing the rules. So we need to stay tuned for the latest updates always. So the first one was the Social Security, as we already mentioned. So we at the beginning was not even clear for the authorities if there is a bilateral agreement with that country, for example, the US, and it's effective. So sometimes being effective a Social Security certificate was the most challenging part. Also, the authorities in Spain, they update the requirements in June. So before, you could apply just with the contract and the authorization letter was enough. But now it's important that you have a steady income every month. And you can prove it with paychecks or the invoices, it depends, and also your bank statements. So they are going to check all the bank statements from the last 3 months. So yes, and also the good standing certificate from the company that is your client or your employer. So a few details change, and it's important to follow the new updates. On the other hand, the consulate in June released the criteria of the digital nomad visa at the consulate. So most of the consulate, they follow the same criteria, but it changed a little bit. It's not the same to apply in Manila that apply in New York or Miami, or apply in Lagos, Nigeria. So it can be a little bit challenging if you try to do it yourself, because you are not aware what is an updated merit certificate, for example, or the good standing certificate of the company. So that's why we are here to accompany you and make this process smooth.
Okay, so when people are applying, how do you handle whenever there's extra documents that need to be submitted?
We're going to receive a notification directly with a letter saying what is needed by the UGE. So we are going to be in contact with the client and make it work. So in this time, we have a window of 10 business days to gather all the documents. We can do that, because in the first hands, we always ask the clients extra documents just in case this happens. So just a few times happens, but yes, we are going to be very close working with the client to make it work. If we need to do any extra translation, requesting any extra documents, basically, they request the UGE requests a more clarification about who is your client, the contract, and the bank statements. They want to see the money and in which currency is. So because we have clients, for example, with Singaporean dollar or pesos, Philippine pesos. So they want to know the currency. This is how it works. But we are doing many applications every week, so which means that we are going to prevent this in the future clients as well.
So when they ask for the extra documents, does your fee change?
No, it doesn't. It's included in all the package. So our fee, our service fee includes up to 200 euros on official translations and all the government fees if the application is done in Spain. So any extra document is going to be included.
That sounds great. And with our link, they actually get a bit of a discount when they hire you or when they do their first free consultation with you. So that link is bureaucracy.es/everythingisboffo.
The consultation is free, so you can
Yes.
use that link to book a consultation with Marina.
Yes, and we know that sometimes our agenda is quite busy. We know that. That's the reason that we designed Fast Track. So you can access to Bureaucracy.ES, and you're gonna see the Digital Nomad Visa Fast Track, that you're gonna fill out a form. You're gonna see how much is gonna be the fees, and we split the payment into 4 steps as always we do, and what is included. So yes, and directly we are gonna receive this message, and you're gonna be logging to the dashboard. So if we consider that yes, you are a good candidate for this type of visa, we're gonna have a meeting with you within that week, and yes, and start the process. Also, if you know directly that yes, you are gonna be eligible, you can make the first payment, and we can start the process together. So this is the way that we can speed up a little bit the process, because we know that sometimes you are in a hurry and you're willing to move to Spain right away. So yeah, that's why we designed it.
So to wrap up, tell us about like the 3 most important things that they need to know before they apply for the digital nomad visa.
First of all, it's gonna be to get the entry stamp. Please fly directly to Spain. So you can make a stop in the UK, for example, or in Dubai, but not in the rest of the European Union. So get the entry stamp from Spain. As secondly, is gonna be that you need to contact us 3 months in advance at least before your arrival date in Spain. So because we need to gather the documents before getting the apostille, legalizations, translations. And when you come to Spain, it's because we are going to apply directly here. And the last one is about when you move with your family. So as we said, that it can be challenging. So the main applicant can move first, get the visa after 20 business days, and later all the family can move in with the guarantee that yes, the visa is going to be approved as well for the rest of the family members. So I will say that these three advice are gonna help us, all of us, to have a successful visa journey and just enjoy the next years in Spain, and sometimes in some cases just get the citizenship, like for Latin American or Filipino clients.
Wow, so I'm glad we made this update video. For sure, people are going to pick up so much information thanks to you, Marina. Amazing.
No, thanks to you guys. It's always a pleasure being here, sharing my knowledge with you and also your audience. And yes, so we know that when we record the video, it was fresh for all of us. But now we have tons of clients living happily in Spain. And yes, so this is just the starting of a beautiful journey with the Digital Nomad Visa.
Thank you so much again, Marina, for joining us and for your knowledge. How will they find you?
Thank you so much for having me. So you can find us on Bureaucracy.ES. You can book a free consultation with us. Also, if you cannot find a free slot available, you can fill out the Digital Nomad Visa Fast Track that you can find also in our website, and also email us. So for sure, we can find a right spot to talk about the requirements and how we can achieve the Digital Nomad Visa together.
So don't forget, free consultation means you can ask Marina anything that you need to ask her. If you want to know more about Spain, you should watch this next video.